So in our last YouTube video, we talked a lot about the growth versus fixed mindset and how it can hinder your progress in the gym. In this video, we're going to take it one step further and actually do a little bit of a quiz as to whether or not you do or don't have a growth mindset, with the intent of having a growth mindset and actually being able to improve where your current fallback position is. So most of you are working with coaches or at least pursuing getting better in the health and fitness space. So that tends to mean that you have some growth mindset traits. It means you're looking to improve and you want to do better in certain areas. So that's a really good step forwards. But what we want to do today is actually find out, well, am I there all the time? Where are the gaps and what things can I really pick up on and ultimately allow you to improve a whole lot faster? So if you want to make the most out of your training, or even if you've got a coach, you need to be able to get into the growth mindset really quickly. We're going to get into downloading the quiz shortly, but what I'm going to do is just go through a few examples before you jump in to help you go through the process and then actually give you some tools to get out of the growth mindset as well. Fixed mindset patterns that come up, particularly with training, some of the more common ones that we see are things like macros are too hard. I don't really like numbers. I'll never be strong enough to do that. That much sleep isn't possible for me because of my work or my family or whatever. The growth mindset alternative to those are, I'll be able to figure this out over a period of time. So compared to macros are too hard, I don't like numbers, versus I'll be able to figure it out. I don't get it right now and it's challenging, but I'll be able to get it over time. Never be strong enough to do that turns into, I'd love to work towards being able to be that strong, or as being as strong as I possibly can. I'm not going to be the world's best powerlifter, but I can be the best powerlifter for myself and get as strong as I possibly can. That much sleep isn't possible for me can turn into, I can work on finding some improvements to my sleep. Maybe it doesn't need to be perfect. We just need to increase it from maybe a baseline, or even just work on the quality. We're looking for ways to improve and get closer to the ideal without necessarily going, well, I can't have the ideal, so fuck it, let's do nothing. So how to overcome these fixed mindset setbacks, we've put together a framework that we called Fixed, Ask, Answer, Grow. First step with maintaining the right mindset is awareness. So you need to know when to pull yourself up and when you're in a fixed mindset and be able to get out of there as quick as you can. I can't give you the tools to always have a growth mindset. I don't know anyone else that does, but the key to success is actually being able to identify when you've slipped out of it and be able to get back into it as quickly as you possibly can. So when we talk about fixed, ask, answer, grow model, we start with the fixed. So you need to catch yourself and be aware and be conscious of when you start using fixed language. So catch it. Next is the ask. So what am I actually making this mean? We often attach meaning that stops us from employing a growth mindset. Typically, this will be connected to some kind of fear or insecurity or something like that you have. The next one is answer. So what are you actually making it mean? Honestly, seek out the story you're telling yourself that's keeping you in that fixed space. Then, all right, take that same sentence that you said, flip it over and consciously choose to change into a growth mindset and identify what that looks like. So here's an example. So the macros thing. I don't like macros. They're too hard to stick to. So ask, well, what are you making that mean? What is it? What's the insecurity? What's the thing you're avoiding? What are you protecting yourself from by putting out this, too hard, not it for me? One of the answers might be, if I don't get it 100% correct, that means I failed. And I don't want to half do something and fail. Even though it might be 50% might be way better than the 20% that I'm putting in right now. Or I might even be capable of 85%, 90%. If I can't get it 100%, then I'm out. It feels like I'm failing. So flipping that over, we have, I can get better in tracking and learning what foods work for me each day. Each week I can practice, each month I can practice, and over time it's going to provide me a skill for life of understanding a whole lot more about nutrition. So you can see the big difference there. We started out with like, too hard, not interested, versus I'm just going to give this a crack, be the best that I can with it. I accept that it's going to take days, weeks, months to get this right. I'm going to get as close as I can, and I know the outcome is going to be positive for me. So practice that tool whenever you feel like you're kind of going down that loop. So fixed, ask, answer, growth. Now we're going to get to the quiz. So a lot of you are probably thinking, I've got this, Ben. I've got it. I'm always in fixed mindset. You know what you're talking about. I'm on YouTube. I'm watching videos about personal development and mindset when it comes to exercise and training. Of course I have a growth mindset. That might be true, but it's probably not true all the time. And for other people who are watching this, might be thinking, yeah, shit, I put a lot of limiting beliefs on my own stuff. So to help you with that, we've put together a little quiz. Now, this is actually part of our Be Bulletproof program, and we dive into this mindset stuff really, really heavily, because we just think that having a growth and ownership, which we'll talk about in future videos, mindset, when approaching your training is going to be really the difference as to whether you succeed or not. Being willing to give things a go and actually progress from where you are now, believing that where you are right now isn't the be all and end all. You can improve from that position is really important. So for the quiz, there's a link in the description below. What you're going to do is click on the link, download the worksheet. So you download it to your computer first. Read each question and then take about 60 seconds to write as many of examples of the thoughts and behaviors that support each statement as you can. There's bulletproofs there. So you're going to have support of a statement. Then you're going to have don't support a statement. So you're going to take another 60 seconds to write as many examples of the thoughts and behaviors which counter each statement as you can. For each question, think about whether you have in your own bias a predominantly growth or a predominantly fixed mindset. At the bottom, you're able to tally out your score and you'll be able to see whether you're falling into more often than not growth or more often than not fixed. Obviously, the goal is over time to employ this fixed ask, answer, grow method to allow you to progress onwards. Just to give you an example of how it's going to look. So the first question, which is highlighted and I'll show you, is I'm willing to try even if it means making sense. So support, tell us when you've done it. All right, so support, I taught myself how to squat. I was willing to try even if it meant making mistakes. My first squat was terrible, but I continued to practice and try and show up, and I built an okay squat for myself. I made a high food volume recipe. So I was hungry. Instead of complaining about being hungry, I went and made something I didn't even know if it was going to taste good, but I gave it a crack. I ate oily fish for the first time. Maybe you've been avoiding fatty fish, but you know that omega-3 and all of this is good for me, so I need to get some of this in. So I tried some salmon. The counter is going to be things like, I'm too scared to deadlift in the main gym. What if it's not perfect? What if it doesn't look good? What if everyone stares at me? I don't want to deadlift in the main gym. That would be a fixed mindset when it comes to showing up. To the question, I'm willing to try even if I make mistakes. Not willing to do deadlifts in the main gym because, hey, if it's not right, people are going to judge me. I don't check in when I feel like I've had a bad week. So you're not willing to check in with your coach and say, hey, man, like this is what happened this week. This went really well, but hey, this actually didn't go very well at all. Maybe I need some help. It's really hard to progress if we don't do that. I stopped training last year because I wasn't getting anywhere. As we sit here, it's 2021. Most people were training at home last year. Didn't feel like maybe they were getting results. They're definitely stopping themselves from going backwards. But a lot of people got in that fixed mindset. Like, I can't make any progress. I can't make anything happen right now. So I'm just not going to do anything. Fuck it. So download the quiz in the comments below. Give it a whirl and see how you go. If you like this stuff and you want to take it a little bit further, in the Be Bulletproof program, we talk about a book that had a really big and strong impact on us by Carol Dweck. It's called Mindset. And it goes through lots and lots of examples of growth versus fixed mindset and how it plays out in our lives. So today we're only talking about applying it to your fitness stuff, but obviously this stuff will spread out everywhere into your life as well. So we recommend grabbing that. We're big fans of Audible. You can get it on there, listen to it about 1.25, even 1.5 if you're super fast. Take all of that in and see if you can apply it, obviously to your training, your nutrition, your lifestyle, but also maybe in the rest of your life. If you like this video, give us a like, obviously down the bottom, but go over and check out our podcast. Episode 23 is all about mindset. So we talk about growth and ownership, setting goals, learning your core values, and how all of that actually ties in to getting really, really good results. If you want to know more about the Be Bulletproof program, there's a link below to our website where you can go and unpack exactly what the Be Bulletproof program is all about. Thanks for watching. Speak to you soon.